6 p.m. Pakistan Standard Time. Assalamu alaikum. This is Radio Pakistan. The news read by Sumaira Kamal. The headlines first. Prime Minister has urged the international community to act in a wake of increase in climate change-induced natural disasters. Pakistan has offered all possible support after a devastating earthquake in Turkey, Syria and neighbouring countries killed more than 1,200 people. President has urged the international community to help implement United Nations Security Council resolutions on Kashmir for durable peace in the region. All parties Hurriyat conference on issue of terrorism will now take place on Thursday instead of tomorrow. Filing of nomination papers for by-polls on 8 vacant National Assembly constituencies of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa began today. Israeli forces have martyred 5 Palestinians in Jericho city of occupied West Bank. And now the news in details. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has renewed the call for global action in the wake of increase in climate change-induced natural disasters. He made the call in a message expressing condolences to the government and people of Turkey for the loss of precious lives in an earthquake today. Noting that climate change-induced disasters are not limited to a single country or region, the Prime Minister termed these a clarion call to the international community to act for survival of mankind and planet Earth. The Prime Minister said Pakistan stands in solidarity with all its Turkish and Syrian brethren in this hour of grief. He expressed further sympathies with the bereaved families and prayed for eternal peace of the dead and speedy recovery of the injured. Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif also expressed heartfelt condolences and most sincere sympathies to the government and the people of Syria who have suffered major human and material losses due to the devastating earthquake. Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif telephoned President of Turkey Recep Tayyip Erdogan today and expressed grief and sorrow over the destruction caused by the earthquake. The Prime Minister said Pakistan is deeply saddened over the loss of precious human lives due to the earthquake. He said Pakistan stands with the brotherly country Turkey and its people during this difficult hour. He assured Pakistan's full cooperation with the government and people of Turkey in dealing with this disaster. The Prime Minister also expressed concern over the rising natural calamities due to climate change. He said these calamities are not confined to any specific region or border. He prayed for the departed souls and speedy recovery of those who injured in the earthquake. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan thanked Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif for his phone call and support. He said we acknowledge the sentiments and sympathies of the Pakistani people and government. President Dr. Arif Alvi has expressed deep grief over the loss of precious lives due to powerful earthquake in Turkey and Syria. In a statement, he extended condolences to Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan, people of Turkey and the families of victims of the earthquake. The president also conveyed his sincerest condolences to the people of Syria over the loss of precious lives. Speaker National Assembly Raja Parvez Ashraf and Deputy Speaker Zahid Akram Durrani have expressed deep sorrow and grief over the loss of lives and property caused by the terrible earthquake in Turkey, Syria and Lebanon. Both leaders in their separate messages said that the Parliament and people of Pakistan stand by the governments and people of Turkey, Syria and Lebanon in this hour of grief. They also assured of Pakistan's all-out support in the relief and rehabilitation activities. Pakistan has extended heartfelt condolences over the loss of precious lives from earthquake in Turkey and Syria. In a statement today, the Foreign Office said the government and people of Pakistan are deeply saddened to learn about the severe earthquake and stand in complete solidarity with our Turkish brethren in this hour of grief. The Foreign Office said Pakistan stands ready to extend all possible support in the relief efforts and is confident that the resilient Turkish nation will overcome this natural calamity with characteristic grit and determination. More than 1,200 people have been killed and over 5,000 injured in a 7.8 magnitude deadly earthquake hit Turkey, Syria and adjoining centers this morning. Millions of people across Turkey, Syria, Egypt, Lebanon, Israel, Iraq and Cyprus felt the earthquake. The epicenter was near the Turkish city of Gaziantep. A rescue operation is underway across much of southern Turkey and northern Syria following a huge earthquake. Turkish President Recep Tayyip Erdogan said 912 people were killed and more than 1,000 buildings had collapsed. Tayyip Erdogan says he could not predict how much the death toll would rise as search and rescue efforts continued. Officials in Syria said at least 50 people are dead as several buildings collapsed there. This is Radio Pakistan. President Dr. Arif Alvi has emphasized the need to resolve Jammu and Kashmir dispute to achieve regional peace and prosperity. He was talking to a delegation of foreign military officers currently undergoing training at Command and Staff College, Quetta, that called on him in Islamabad today. The president regretted that India is not implementing the relevant UN SC resolutions on the Jammu and Kashmir dispute. Dr. Arif Alvi further said that India is involved in grave human rights violations and is committing brutalities for several decades against the civilian population of Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir. Minister of State for Law and Justice Shahadat Awan says the government is taking steps to provide job opportunities to the people of Gwadar. Concluding the discussion on motion about the recent situation of protests in Gwadar city, the Minister of State said the government has formed a committee under the chairmanship of Minister for Maritime Affairs to look into the issues of people of Gwadar. He said the committee will coordinate with provincial governments of Balochistan, Sindh and federal government to resolve the problems of the area. The All-Party Hurriyat Conference on the issue of terrorism called by Prime Minister Shehbaz Sharif has been rescheduled for Thursday instead of tomorrow. Confirming this in a tweet today, Minister for Information and Broadcasting Maryam Aurangzeb said all political leadership of the country has been invited to attend the conference. Pakistan Railways and two Chinese tech companies have signed an MOU to launch an app named Railway Automated Booking and Travel Assistance Rabta to modernize the operations of the department. Talking to media after the MOU signing ceremony at Railway headquarters in Lahore today, the Railways Minister Khwaja Saad Rafiq said the Rabta app is one top solution for all travel needs where passengers can reserve hotel rooms, taxis and plan their food during travelling. The minister further said the agreement with the Chinese companies is totally based on the revenue sharing formula. Filing of nomination papers for by-polls on 8 vacant National Assembly constituencies of Khyber Pakhtunkhwa began today. According to the Election Commission of Pakistan, candidates will be able to file their nomination papers by Wednesday. In Indian illegally occupied Jammu and Kashmir, several people, including a Jammu-based politician and former minister, were arrested by Indian police for holding protests against the eviction of poor people, mostly Muslims, from their lands and properties by the Modi regime in the name of anti-encroachment campaign. According to Kashmir Media Service, 9 persons were arrested after they, along with others, held a protest demonstration against the demolishing of a vehicle showroom as part of the eviction drive in Narwal bypass area of Jammu district. Meanwhile, a report released by the Legal Forum of Kashmir in Islamabad today said that Modi regime has so far forcibly taken away the land measuring 178,005 acres in Kashmir and 25,159 acres in Jammu without any prior notice to the owners. Israeli forces have martyred 5 Palestinians during a raid on Jericho city in the eastern occupied West Bank. The large-scale raid took place in the early hours of today in the Aqabet Jabr refuge camp, which has been under an Israeli siege. United Nations Secretary-General Antonio Guterres has strongly condemned the killing of a South African peacekeeper after a chopper attack in Congo. In his statement, Mr. Guterres asked Congolese authorities to investigate the heinous attack and bring those responsible to justice as soon as possible. And finally, the weather. Mainly cold and dry weather is likely to prevail in most plain areas of the country, while partly cloudy in upper parts during the next 12 hours. To end the news, here are some of the headlines once again. Prime Minister has urged the international community to act in the wake of increase in climate change-induced natural disasters. Pakistan has offered all possible support after devastating earthquake in Turkey, Syria and neighbouring countries killed more than 1,200 people. President has urged the international community to help implement United Nations Security Council resolutions on Kashmir for durable peace in the region. And that is the end of the news. For more news and analyses, log on to our website radio.gov.pk and also watch live streaming of our bulletins on the link facebook.com/radio Pakistan News Official.